So before we get to the stars, I want to show you off some other things that immediately got my attention before I started that. Literally the day after I'd finished the last video on the work in progress animations, a sudden craving for roller delayed blowback Teutonic action, and so I brought G3s and G3 family weapons to Arma. The one you can see right now in the hands of my able assistant Cliffy is the G3 SG1, made by Millennia, textured by Millennia. It's quite nice, aside from a small problem with the lack of resolution on the rear sight. Like pretty much everything on here, it's work in progress. You can see that the hands aren't quite conforming to the weapon. That was just a quick placeholder until I finished up the animation. In my hands in the game, you'll see a weapon that I'm sure anybody who's used Ace-X is familiar with, and that is Fallschirmjäger's and Pete's G3A3. A pretty dated model. However, it's one of the only ones of the A3 that I could find. So, there's a few slight changes. It's been smoothed out a little, and probably the most interesting thing I've done is I've made the rear rotary drum follow the weapon zeroing increments of the weapon, so it does 0 to 400 meters on the rotary drum, much like it has straight out of the factory. The G3s will be given their own claw mount scopes. At the moment we've got the Vari, which Cliff is using on the G3 SG1 there. However, I also plan to have rail integrated versions as well, which should be neat. So here I've mounted the Vari to the G3A3. So I'm going to show you very briefly a neat little feature. So we have the 1 to 6 powered scope with the wrong crosshairs as placeholders. However, if we press the toggle optics mode, you can see that right through the middle of the scope mount is a little hole that allows iron sight use straight through the G3 iron sight, which is pretty freaking neat. Okay, so next is the PSG-1, an iconic weapon with a 6 times insult optic. It's unremovable. It's a real tack driver. Its accuracy is well beyond what the Mark 18 ABR does. And it's only a smidge less accurate than the M320 at range, and we're talking extreme range. What really holds it back from being super effective at that distance is the 6 times scope, which it's a little bit of a relic. The entire weapon platform is a bit of heritage. Despite its popularity, the weapon itself is not particularly favoured. However, it is very pretty to look at. The weapon model is made by Tokimaster, with a whole host of people credited for the textures. So, getting back to what I said I had planned last time, the Steyr Orgs. In the last 48 hours I finished up the first pass on character animation for the Org, and today I just finished up the configurations for the weapons themselves. So we have the 3 key variants of the Org done: the A1, the A2, the A3. The A1 was a high poly mesh done by Sarv and textured by Rotzboer, I believe that's how it's pronounced, which at the moment comes in 3 prime colors. So it comes in black, tan, and olive drab. So the Org A1 has a 1.5 times magnification optical scope built into the receiver, and this is realized much in the same way that most of the optic attachments are realized in Arma 3. So the 1.5 times sight is actually less magnification than all of the optics, with the exceptions of the ACO collimators and the holosight. So it is a bit of a challenge to try and get fidelity on long-range targets. However, the central donut, as you'll see, it's pretty efficient to just pick up targets and just drop. You put a man-sized target in that donut at 300 meters, and you fire. There's a good chance you're going to hit if you're doing it right.
Optics I can put on this.
We have an A2, which is based off Saab's Orge 1 body, with the receiver replaced with an Orge 2 variant 1, which has the single, moderately low profile rail on it. So the A2 has Dr. Red Dot sight on by default instead of backup iron sights. And this was because the rail on it is rather short. In fact, I tried several sets of iron sights on there, and none of them worked with any great success. The sight radius on it is too small. So I stuck a red dot on there, and on the bright side, if you really just want to run it as a CQC gun, you've got a really decent, by default, optic attached, which is a plus, I would consider. And lastly, we have the Orge 3, which is a model made by Filibuster, and the textures are provided by Wang Chung. So unlike the A2, the A3 is coming with droid backup iron sights, because, well, it has enough sight radius for them to be effective. You can also see that this comes with a more transparent magazine, and you can see the bullets in it. My intention is to bring those across to the other variants, however, I haven't started that yet. And eventually the idea is you can see the exact round count of the magazine, much like the real thing. I also plan to bring this in its 3 variants, which are olive drab, blue, and black. So the A3 variant also comes with a quad rail, which means that not only can you mount optics, even long ones, you can also mount lasers, flashlights on the side. To keep with the theme of having a vertical grip up front, this has a MVG made by Red Rogue 13. I haven't quite fixed the hand up to reach it yet, obviously, but that's the thing that will come before release. So yeah, this will probably be the heaviest one if you're getting a bit weight conscious. So while the Orcs lack the mission-specific modularity and adaptability of its contemporaries, we've found in the last few hours we ran our session that what you might perceive as particular negatives, for example the low rate of fire or the Orge 1's very low magnification optic, they can be overcome with training, and it actually trains you to be a better shooter in the first place, in specifically talking to the scope. It teaches you to not try to mess with your zeroing too much, sort of work out how big a target is at a range. You don't have to zoom in, zoom out. There's no magical wizardry to it. It's very basic, and it just teaches you fundamentals.
I heard some story
Working out how to do
World War II about some foreign soldier thinking we had some kind of rabbit painted on our stuff.
working out, knowing how big a man is on your donut for what distance. And that sort of thing, it just carries over into your skirmishes.
A map contact for...
So, status on everything else. The AKs, pretty much as I left them last video. I haven't touched them. I've been busy with, obviously, these, plus other projects. Same with the Colts and the Lee Enfields. They will be coming. I think I'm probably going to push out for the AKs to come first, if only because there seems to be a lot of interest in that, and I kind of agree with it. I do want to do a couple of animation variations on it first, so that will probably happen before mid-March. I don't want to put a too specific date on it because March is going to be a bit interesting.
I'm not sure.
But anyway, as to what's next, well, I do want to do a few more G3 variants. I have some G3K collapsible stock, and I also have RIS foregrip and rail mount for the rail mount adapter for the claw mount. So I want to bring them, so there is a little bit of I guess equity, much like the AKs have the AK-12, which takes railed things. This will have a G3 with a claw mount adapter and things, which would be good. Also considering maybe doing a variant based on the Swedish AK-4, if only because I have the necessary resources sitting around for that, and it's not that much of a stretch on the G3A3, so that might be a thing I might do. I do want to bring some other optic to the claw mounts though. I haven't decided on that yet. If we were to sort of complete the suite, much like the AK, probably sort of night vision. I have to have a look into it. Might even be something I have to create myself. I don't believe there's actually that many night vision scopes for the HK series out there.
3 guys coming on in.
So that will be probably a thing. So that'll probably be chalked on the end, as it were, on the end of the planned released list. So yeah, after getting the AKs, ARs, that sort of fills the east-west diameter, if you will, sort of like core, like ergonomic layouts of weapons.
What's the status?
Oh, the other thing. I nearly completely forgot about this, and this is important. And thank you, Brain, for jotting yourself. I will be releasing my CAT rig, the character animation tools for 3ds Max. My rigging of the Arma 3 skeleton to that. The way I've done it is a little bit jerry-riggy, and to be honest, I do not make very clean rigs. So I will be releasing that within the week. I just need some time to clean it up, make it look presentable, make it look release-worthy, as it were. And that will happen. That will happen 7 days from now is the 26th. So that will happen before the 26th of February. And if it doesn't, you can slay me alive for it. I'm also considering using my Ustream and doing some streaming of my animation work sometime in the future. I might see if I can get that going week after next maybe. When that happens, I might pop a video in here and show that all off.
Alright.
So yeah, I guess that's it actually. I hope you didn't mind my rambling. Hopefully this is a lot clearer than last time. I know last time there was a lot of audio issues. I've tried to overcome them as much as possible. So yeah, that's me for the moment. If you wanted to see more animation for armor or whatever I'm doing, subscribe here. Check out the Behavior threads. I will try and keep them up to date as much as possible. If you've got questions, comments below or on the Behavior forums, I answer pretty much everything if I can. Yeah, that's me. Toady out.
The extract. Oh wow. Well, it hit. I don't think I'm going to try the hot chopper. So much for shooting out parachutes. It works better with bullets.
Yeah, I didn't hit it. I don't think you hit it. It looks intact.
Well, I hit the parachute and it exploded.
Oh. Yeah.